Here we are. Welcome back, everyone, to the Gathering Movement interview series. My name is Bridget Aileen Cisco, and today I'm so excited to have two beautiful guests from Belgium, Yavin and Upala, who will be sharing about their business, Songdance, and how authentic singing can change lives. So welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us, Bridget.
Yeah.
You're so welcome. The first thing I love to ask the guests is, how does your work in the world empower people to be the leader of their lives?
Beautiful question.
Yes.
Yeah. I think to be the leader of your life requires to really come to a place where you connect with who you truly are. And I think there's various tools to do that. And we like to sing to do that. And so we feel that singing is, very instrumental when it comes to especially liberating the emotional blockages. Because in therapy, when you will speak only about your problems, there are just certain areas you cannot access because the subconscious shields them, right? And when you sing, it just penetrates right through and, to the cell level, in the body where the tensions are stored, where the trauma is stored, is held. And the singing liberates it. And then you just get more in touch with what is really there, right? The love, the connection, the truth, the soul. So I guess in a short answer, that's how we do it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Thank you. I'm always so curious about the origins of how we birth these businesses and these ideas. So I'd love to hear from both of you. How did this get started and how did you find yourself in this work?
Want to get that one?
Yes. Yes. We met each other and 4 years ago. And after 2 years already, we started up Songdance. And after 3 months, actually, we didn't know what we're going to do with Songdance. We were puzzling around. And I got a brain tumor. And that was life turning upside down. And we took care of me. And we laid down Songdance and for a moment, and we took all the energy that we had on my healing, for my healing. And so 3 months later, when we had all trying to the alternatives, I was operated, and I was unable to move my right and left right arm and leg, and I lost my speech, and I couldn't say anything anymore. And when I laying in the hospital, Yavin asked me if I could stand up, and we head to the stairwell, and there I sang my heart out. I really I can only express myself by making sound. So I did that. It was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And from that powerful experience, because of the uncertainty of what was going to happen after that episode, if it was going to come back, we just decided we will only do what we truly believe in, nothing else, zero compromise. So we started traveling, and we said we want to share this power of authentic singing that we experienced in that stairwell and share it with the world so that everyone can experience that power.
Wow. I'm so moved by your experience, and I just find it so beautiful when we can have these experiences in life, but turn them into purpose, turn them into the mission, turn them into how we're here to help others, because I, along with you, believe we are here to help people. And sometimes we have to figure out what that way is. So that is gorgeous. Wow. So the people that you work with now, I'd love to hear more about how they find your work and why they're coming to singing.
I think how they find us is mostly because when they see us on a video or on the internet, or they hear about friends, because there's a lot on the internet, right? So oftentimes they say to us afterwards, yeah, we think, oh, another one of this or another one of that. But then when they actually connect with us through one of our free sessions or on YouTube, I think they feel the honesty in our hearts, that we are not there to just sell them something. We are genuinely there because we believe in this singing, this authentic singing, that it can help them. And when they connect with this, they become really intrigued and interested to learn more. And they basically mostly get on our year course, Authentic Singing, and engage with the slow process of deepening, of liberating your voice. So that's how it comes about.
Yeah. Why do you think that that singing heals? Why does using the voice heal?
I guess it comes from your definition of healing, right? So I think there's many things we could consider healing. And I pointed already a little bit about in the beginning with your other question about that. When we talk about healing, I think it's all about reconnecting to who we truly are, becoming whole again, right? Heal, whole. So what is in the way? Because we are actually already what we already are, but we forget it all the time. So what is in the way of not realizing it all the time, of being anchored in it, steadfast? So that's what our definition of healing is. So how does singing help in that, is your question? We believe singing helps in it because it's a very holistic approach. It involves the body. You cannot sing without involving the body. Many people cannot sit still, so they have to kind of move along with the singing. But specifically how authentic singing helps, more so than songs, is, and it's a bit of a lost art in our society. The shamans knew this. They didn't sing songs with the drums. They made sound. Authentic singing is an expression of energy here and now. It's not to be reproduced later. No shaman is going to say, oh, remember that song 2 months ago that we sang at the fire? It's not going to happen. You're going to remember the energy or the transformation that comes out of it. But it's the song, it's the liberating song that makes it happen.
What a good reminder, because you're right. And we are so disconnected from just producing sound and connecting with sound. And maybe that's because we have found music, pop culture music, to be like the only way music is produced. But we are all the instrument. And it feels like that's what you're reminding people of. So for people who are maybe nervous to start singing and to start using their voice, because this is something I help people do in my own business, is use their voice, share their story. What is your advice for that person who is nervous to start singing?
Listen to themselves.
Yeah. There's so much wisdom in the voice, such a story. I think a beautiful example is this 80-year-old person that is on our course. We have several people of age on the course, but this person struck me because she shared a story that when she was 12 years old, there was a teacher saying to her, fake sing in the choir of the school because you sing out of tune, like fake that you sing, right? And she was so hurt by it. And it's normal because the voice is a really place of being vulnerable and open, right? So if you're going to say to a young child, like, shut up. So she hadn't sung for 60 years because of that one comment. Imagine that. And now, she starts singing late. It's not that she's a beautiful opera singer voice or whatever, but it's just about self-love, really, and about accepting all the little cracklings in the voice, the story, the pain, the sadness in it, but also the joy and the inner child always coming through. And if you just embrace that, there's not really anything wrong you can do. You just listen and enjoy what comes out, however it sounds.
I would imagine that she's not the only person with that story who's been told, you don't have a good voice, don't sing, you're singing out of tune. So I can see how that really does imprint. And there is a yogic teaching that says your voice, like your own voice, is the most powerful sound of all, right? And that our voices are powerful, the individual's voice. But the thing I hear most is, I hate to hear myself speak. And a lot of the women I work with are like, I don't want to hear myself speak. So why do you think that is? Why do we not want to hear ourselves when it's the most powerful sound of all?
It's a very, very good question. Yeah. Well, I think the answer is very, very interesting to, when you ask the question to yourself, okay, you don't like it, but why don't you like it? What specifically don't you like about your voice? And answering that question is going to reveal so much, because your voice, because it is so powerful, what you just said about the yogic tradition, is constantly revealing. It's like a radio for self-development, constantly on, telling you information about yourself. Like, you cannot turn it off. As soon as you make sound, it's there and saying you're too much in the mind, you're too much in the mind, you're too much in the mind. And as soon as you utter just a couple of words, the radio is on and you're going to be confronted with it. And either you try not to listen to yourself, but when you do listen to yourself, you listen to that radio and you have to listen what it has to say. And then, okay, allowing to, accept that you're not perfect, right? And your voice will represent it. Your voice will be honest in your imperfectness, in the fact that you still have to grow and evolve and tackle this challenge and tackle this conditioning. And then there can be a love if you embrace that, okay, my voice is like this because I'm on the journey.
I appreciate that answer. And it's really the answer that only the individual can explore, right? They have to have this experience of speaking, of singing, of using their voice, and then asking themselves those questions of, why don't I like the voice? What is scary about it? What is revealing about it? So I appreciate that. In your opinion, what would the world look like if we all were able to tap into our voices and tap into authentic singing? What would the world look like?
Oh, that's a daring fantasy, to allow that thought. I love it. I never allowed myself to even think about that. It's such a great, very different, that's for sure. I think the impact would be enormous. If everyone would be singing authentically, you would not recognize the world, because it changes someone so much. For starters, it brings you in a peace with your emotional body. So the constant projection that is going on amongst politicians, amongst neighbors, on all levels, is so shaping of constant conflict and everything that arises from that. The business world, the way it functions, and competition between people, inside companies, between companies, between countries, is all rooted in the fact that we are not comfortable with our pains, with our emotional body. And so authentic singing is nothing but becoming comfortable with our emotional body. So once you do, you kind of lose interest in projecting, and you become grateful to every opportunity of life showing you something about yourself, And once you do that, it's a really different world.
For someone who has never thought about that question, your answer was beautiful. I love that. I'm the visionary personally, so I'm always like, what would happen in this world if this happened, if we had people who were embracing their pain and transmuting it into something beautiful. So I really, really appreciate that. Where do you see the future of Songdance going? Who do you really want to help through your business and through your company and through your mission?
What do you think?
Yeah. I guess,
You know, we don't think so business minded as maybe most people do. We basically create what we like creating, programs that we feel we need, or the people our current clients ask for, and we feel, yeah, that resonates with us, let's create that. And whoever feels attracted to it, you know, is welcome. And whoever doesn't feel attracted to it, you know, is also welcome, but will not come. So that's basically the bottom line. There's no grand vision or master plan, to be honest.
No, the past has already proved that our transformation and our
You can say it in Dutch if you want.
Our personal growth, it has already been the basis of the year course. So we believe that whatever is in the heart and what we need personally, that's also need the collective.
Yes. That makes perfect sense. So the year course, I'd love to hear a little bit more about the year course and what it is that you guys do with everyone for a year together.
Yeah, it's some people do 2 years over the year course, because it's actually a course that we created over 40 weeks. Every week we created a session, and it was a beautiful rhythm, and we did so while traveling around Europe, even till Africa. And so we were inspired creating these weekly sessions by different cultures, by our own inner process work, and by different musicians that we would meet and record sessions with. So it was a really fun journey to make this recording every week, 40 weeks. And so now we offer these sessions we call it a year program, because it's 40 weeks, it's a little more than 9 months. But actually, it's just to indicate it's a long process. It's not, get fast result, 12 weeks and you'll be the king of the world and you have a beautiful car. Like you see many manifestation courses on the internet. It's really to say, take your time. The course is yours for life to keep. The sessions are always yours. If you want to pause the course, you can pause the course. You can even pause the payments if you like, and do it over 3 years. We're fine with that. You just you get the sessions, you feel into it, you want to do it, you want to do another session first. So giving that freedom for the people to really feel into their own process, their own rhythm and what they need, and offering them the tools at hand, very easily available with authentic singing. This is our product to help them achieve those shifts. Yeah.
It's beautiful. Wow.
And next to that, we do have community gatherings. Every month we meet with the community, and that's live, and it's really a lot of fun on Zoom. And there's such beautiful wisdom among the participants. We are blown away each time at the stories that people tell, at their wisdom. It's quite extraordinary.
What is one of the most surprising things you have learned from working with people?
Yeah. There's many things that we learned. We learn all the time. Yeah.
For me, it was when when they talk about losing someone and then the voice changes. That is the most extraordinary thing for me.
Yeah.
That happened, that was witnessed. And
people were explaining how after losing someone, their voice completely shifted. Like they couldn't sing high anymore suddenly after losing. Or a woman who lost her husband, who was in a very close, intimate relation. She suddenly discovered that, what is my voice, right? Who am I now that my husband is no longer there? Or another person lost her mother, who was a really, really good singer, or it was her grandmother. And she suddenly could sing much better, much richer, like this, like from one day to the next. And she felt it was the grandmother's gift to her Like these kind of stories that are just incredible, and that teach us so much about what can happen with the voice based on what happens in your life.
That's so interesting. I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, and one of the things that they struggle with is using their voice and really talking about what it is that they do in the world. And one of the biggest things I notice when they start to develop like the confidence that they know who they are, they know what they do, their voice changes. And I always say to them, your voice is changing. I hope you know that. It's much more, you're sure of yourself. You feel confident. And there's a Kundalini yoga teaching of engaging your navel center. So this chakra and speaking and starting to project, starting at that area of the navel and how it changes the voice. So I think this is just fascinating.
Absolutely.
So cool. So cool. So many synchronicities between this work. For the two of you, who has been your greatest teacher or inspiration on your journey?
Azara.
Yeah.
That's it's an Australian woman. Yeah, that's amidst lots of love, tons of love. And we worked for her. And 2 years ago, yes, and
three years ago, almost.
2 years long and 2 years ago. And yeah, she was a very inspiring woman. Yeah.
Inspiring. Yeah, for me too. Beautiful teacher, Isara, Australian, and we learned so much. Yeah.
Beautiful. What would be your final words of wisdom that you'd like to share with anyone who's listening, anyone who will listen to this in the future? What are your words of wisdom?
Now we don't want to say anything. It should be words of wisdom. Putting us on the spot. I think I should close my eyes to let it come from a bit deeper.
Yeah.
Let's make it a very practical word of wisdom, a practical tool that I like to extend to people. And that is a very, very, very simple exercise. But there is so much wisdom in doing the exercise. And I think that's a new paradigm also. Not that a teacher is telling this is a wisdom and, but this is a tool you can do and you find your wisdom through it. And the tool is as simple as just breathing in and making sound. And whatever comes then, is your truth of that moment. And maybe we can just do it. Breathe in and make some sound, and let's see what our truth of this moment is.
Let's do it.
Okay.
That was beautiful, and I felt like I was in a chapel listening to just this. Oh, just so beautiful. Everything was vibrating. It was wow. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If people would like to connect with you and enter your world and maybe even join the year-long program, how can they find you?
On our website, songdance.co, CO at the end. And there's free sessions they can do. There's a YouTube channel, so the Songdance YouTube channel. Every month we go live for a full hour with live authentic singing. And now we have a new concept, live mantra creation. So basically people in the chat give things that they would need support with, and then we create a mantra live and we sing it together. So it's lots of fun and powerful also at the same time. Yeah.
Gorgeous. Thank you. That is incredible. We'll have all the links for everyone right here. And I just want to say thank you both so much for being here, for joining in this conversation, and thank you for your work in the world. Thank you.
You too. Thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you, Yavin Upala. And we will be back tomorrow with another beautiful episode talking about the art of being an embodied leader. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and just thank you all so much for being part of this series and being part of this mission, because we do change the world one word at a time. Thank you guys so much, and thank you, Yavin Upala.
Bye.
Bye.